Do you want me to tell you over this fire in like 1987, January 2nd, how it all ended up? GM designed the engine, a two-stroke diesel. I worked for Grumman. They supplied all the gas engines, transmissions, drive lines, frames, everything for their little mail truck. Really. They drug me in, and this guy pulls out all this pictures and everything, and he goes, "Do you know anything about this?" He throws it all on his desk in this big, huge old building in Williamsport, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's the engine, that's this, that's that, this is all, where all the buildings were." And I'm like, "I know you're a lawyer for GM, but what caused this problem?" GM has known there's an error in design of this engine. Let that soak in. They knew there was an error in the design of the engine. Do you want to know what it was? It'll run at full song, wide open, off its own oil, and will not shut off till it either blows up or, if apart, fire shoots out of it, and it'll turn everything into a crispy critter. It'll burn 5 buildings to the ground in a couple of hours. Really. That's what happened on January 2nd. GM basically said, "Oh yeah, we knew it had an error. We need an error shut off. That's all it needed." I said, "It's apart." "What?" "The air intake's apart. Even if there was an air shut off, it ain't gonna shut off." "What? What?" It's a white truck. Really. White truck designed the truck. Well, yeah, we sold them the engine to go in the truck with the transmission and all this. We got billions of dollars in this thing. Really. They're suing us. A doctor. Well, what are we going to do? The phone rings. This is what happened when the phone rang. Yeah. Well, if we lose in court, we're going to sue White. That's what he said before his phone call. After he hung up the phone call, this is what he said. "Well, we own White Truck now." I go, "Oh, you're going to sue yourself now if you lose." I go, "Just pay the guy, please. Just stop being an idiot and pay him. You're a multi-million-dollar company." I go, "The guy's a doctor. He's going to just keep suing you until you pay." Really. I mean, the guy lost his whole house full of goods. Please, stop being an idiot and would put out a big warning to everybody that has these engines. Put it in like 8 by 10 foot, warning. Like, send them a warning picture. Like a paper to everybody that owns these engines. Make it public. Really. That's what the heck these idiots did. I'm sitting there on January 2nd, blocked in by all the fire trucks and the place is burning to the ground. And these idiots are arguing with me. Really. You want me to tell you the truth? I was sick the whole time. Really. From before that time, I was sick. By the U.S. government. And nobody knew because of something that happened there. Really. And you really want to trust GM after that? Really? Would you trust them? I wouldn't trust them as far as you could throw them. Even if my birth father had a company that has Chevrolet plastered all over the boat trailer thing, being they're paying them to put parts on the boat trailer, really, for Ranger boat. I have it sitting out here in the field. I'm not lying. I'm related to the guy. Like, the guy's really my father. I'm just sick of this, really. I am. Between that and the twilight zone I'm living in here, it's ridiculous. They don't even care, really. I'm still waiting for the guy to show up and cut the lawn and do his job. Really. It's the twilight zone. I was trying this before. I had to shut it off and turn it back on. I've actually, in like early 90s, maybe around 2000, I've had some talk with a race team in Elmira. Frank Cece and CC Williver race team. I sent them to see Mr. H. He basically went like Xfinity or whatever. He had like several cars, and he basically raced with them, and they raced at the Glen, and they did all sorts of stuff, and they've won a few times, but he needed information because like the new car didn't work. And I went to his like gas station. He had like a Mac. The one guy owned like the Mack truck, and he owned a gas station next to it. You know, they were joint partners in the race team. And he was serving coffee. I said, all I need is coffee. And I come back in the next week, and he's like, yeah, I talked to Mr. H. Him and I come to an agreement. I go, he asked what you wanted. I said, I want to be well. He goes, is that all you want? I said, I want a coffee and be well. I'm willing to pay for the coffee. And he looked at me and goes, well, what's wrong with you? Really? I go, I looked around the coffee shop and the gas station. There was only one other man in there, and I said, I've been sick since 1984 with an unknown blood illness. I said, one of Mr. H's drivers, NASCAR drivers, was a friend of mine. He wanted me to build his race engines. And I said to him, I said, I'm sick. I have this unknown blood illness. I've been told by the government they're going to hide everything. Go home and die. Literally, live your life out. You're going to die within a few years. Well, that was like 8, 10 years ago, from that time. And the guy just said, well, when you're better, come back. He might put me to work or whatever. That's what it meant. Well, it all ended in 2017. It took like 2019 to March till they opened all the sealed records and found out why. I was in a VA hospital. There were probably 15, 24s. When I said this one name of my only living closest relative when I was 2 years old, I found this name in the documents of a sealed adoption. The lawyer's son had court approval to read it, released to me all information that could be released by court order. There was only one more known name. It was changed from Frederick to Fred and put uncle in front of it due to my adoption. I said his actual birth name was Frederick C. Williams. The nurse backed up, turned pale, dropped a med tray on the floor, and run out of the hospital room like she was on fire for the doctor. Really. And then he came back in, and he said he ran the name, he called the number, and it's DOD. I go, yeah, what is it? And he goes, it's 100% death rate cancer. It's named blood cancer. If you have poison sumac in your blood, it keeps the test for blood cancer hidden. it comes back with the wrong thing. We have to do DNA to the man's blood. He's the foundation for the control of the blood cancer. He goes, who is he? I said, he was given to me by my uncle by court when I was like 2 years old. He goes, could he be your mother's uncle? I go, what do you mean, my mother's uncle? And he says, he's one of twins. Could this guy's twin brother be your real grandfather? Really? I go, well, all I know is my grandmother's sister's my mother's mother. Really. That's all I know. I don't know who her father was or anything. It's all sealed. I only have one name. I actually have two because the uncle was to fix a boat for Forrest Wood. He literally said Forrest Wood is the owner of the boat with the two-stroke diesel engine in it, really. My own relative, direct, really. I was around racing and stuff in '84. I was around what would be a Top Fuel team owner known as the Bounty Hunter, really. He flew people in, he flew a car in, they'd run it at the Las Vegas drag strip, really. I drove by the drag strip. The owner was out there one day. His car broke down. He goes, well, do you come by here every day? I go, yeah. He says, I'm here waiting for this transport truck that could come bring these things in to race the weekend. Here's a key. Just let them in the back gate. If you see them sitting here, just get them off the road. You know, just let them in, let them go set up. You know, I'll come back with my other key and let me in. I own the track, really. That's how I met what would be the Coletta race team, really. That's who it was, Coletta's. It was his actual son sent me home from 1984, really. It was his actual son. I just don't know what I really want to do. I was actually around a baby named Bush, too, about that time. It was like Kyle or Kurt Busch, one of the Bushes. It was, really. I just don't know, really. That's what really happened.